Sorry about that, everybody. Slightly false start there as somebody off screen was talking to me. Good evening. How are you? Hope you're all well. Hope you're all happy. Welcome to the Big Fact Hunt garden party. I don't have a garden. I live in a flat in southeast London, but I do have a Juliet balcony. So I was able to park myself in front of it, and you can see the beautiful sights of southeast London and the car park in front of my house. I hope you're enjoying those. I did honestly try and go and do this down in the car park, but there are a lot of children playing out in the street at the moment. That would have caused a great deal of problems. I'm not entirely convinced that still won't be the case as they go past me on their bikes and look up and swear, as is the children of Southeast London's one. But anyway, that's fine. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Welcome along. I hope you're all enjoying the weather. It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? We anticipated this might be the case. So we're encouraging you to get out into the garden, and hopefully you've taken your phone, your tablet, your laptop, wherever it happens to be out there with you, so you're able to watch us on either of our platforms, either on Facebook, which is the original broadcast, or indeed on YouTube. I've popped the link to the YouTube channel on the little comments thing that's ticking below. So if you want to nip over onto YouTube, if we have problems with Facebook like we did last week, then what you can do is you can go over to YouTube, which proved last week to be the slightly more reliable feed. So it's up to you. So we're just very quickly, as always, going to go through the rules, how everything works. I'm going to make myself a tiny bit smaller so you can see what's going on. How do I do this? That one. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we have a quiz running here. As you know, there are rules. There's not many of them. We don't take things too seriously. But just to quickly go over what we want from you, there are 7 rules we'd like you to abide by while you're playing along at home. If you don't know the answer, don't Google it. If you're the kind of person who wants to appear more smart in front of their friends, then you're a bit of a loser. So try not to. Also, we want to be self-policing. If you're in your WhatsApp group or your Zoom meeting and somebody in your group who's normally a little bit thick seems to be pulling answers out of their ass, the chances are they might be Googling it at home. We want you to shop them as quick as you can and let us know. Don't cheat by using Google. You either know or you don't. It's a little bit of fun. You don't need to be cheating yourself. There are no half points. Obviously, you're going to be marking your own today. When we're normally in the pub at Canberra or Breen or wherever we happen to be doing this live, we get you to swap over with a team nearby. We can't do that, obviously. Logistically, that would be very difficult. So what we ask you to do is mark your own. But when you are marking, remember, there are 2 types of answers. There are right answers and there are wrong answers. Near enough is definitely not good enough. If you don't have what we have on the screen, you get nothing for it. There is no, well, nearly, I'm going to give myself half a point. No, half a point means no points in our eyes. So remember that when you're marking. There are no half points unless we say, and generally speaking, it's only in the table round or the music round. Don't post the answers online. There's a comments ticker ticking underneath me, which is very exciting. And I like to see what people are saying because I can share what people are doing. As Denise has said, my Wi-Fi doesn't reach my garden. That's a bit of a shame, Denise. Have you not got 4G? Tether it, maybe? Who knows? So you can comment in there, but don't put the answers in there if you can possibly avoid it, which, of course, you can. So don't put the answers in there because it's the equivalent of standing up in the middle of the pub and just shouting out the answers in front of everyone. People like that generally get shouted out. The content can be a bit adult. Every now and again, a swear word will pop in, either from us, the people taking part of the quiz, or the children on their bikes riding past me in the street below. If that happens, try not to be offended. Grow up. Yeah, it's only a bit of swearing. And it's always tastefully done, especially the kids. They're very tasteful swearers, you'll find. So if you don't like swearing, you have been warned. You can nip off and do something else. I believe Veronica is doing something on the Ceroc Surrey group now. Don't call me. My mobile phone is just checking that the Facebook feed is all okay. So if you ring me, you will annoy me and I won't answer the phone. So try and avoid that if you can as well. It is free to enter, but we do ask for donations. Myself, like a lot of people, found myself sans income all of a sudden when we went into lockdown. So I'm surviving and bringing you this fine show via the medium of your very generous donations, which understandably have slowed up recently as everyone starts to go back to work and get sick of giving me money. But it is all very much welcome. It is all very much appreciated. And it does indeed literally keep the lights on in this place. So if you can donate, you can do that in 2 ways. You can go GoFundMe.com/Ceroc Evolution or PayPal.me/Ceroc Evolution. There's a little ticker going along the bottom of the screen there to remind you as you go on. So if normally during a pub quiz, you nip off to the bar to get a round of drinks, that is your point to donate. And that is the amount that would be lovely. It's a bit of fun. Don't take it too seriously. That's the biggest rule, the most important one of all. I do have, and I know a lot of people don't believe me, but I do have a copywriter who's very good. Who checks everything, spelling, the grammar, all that kind of stuff, but also that the answers are accurate. If you conject, if you disagree with anything, keep it to yourself. I just don't care, frankly. So make sure that if you do dispute an answer, just keep it to yourself. That's the most important thing about that. There's 5 rounds coming up for you: general knowledge, music, TV, sport, and film. We operate a joker system in this quiz where you can double up points that you score in any one of those 5 rounds. Okay, basically you decide which round you want to play your joker on. So you might want to make a note of these if you've not played before. You've got general knowledge, music, TV, sport, and film. Pick one, and whichever one you fancy, play your joker on that round. The way you play your joker is but you put in the comments that you plan on doing that. I've already seen one person doing it. Francis and Jen will fix it up playing their joker on general knowledge. That's the way you do it. Before the round starts, you decide that you're going to play your joker. Any points you then score in that round will be doubled up. You have to play it at the start of the round. You cannot play it halfway through. You can't think, I'm having a good round here. I'll double up my points by playing the joker. Doesn't work that way. It's got to be a bit of jeopardy about it. So as soon as you decide which round you're going to do, declare it just before the round starts. It won't count if you declare it halfway through. Not that I'm policing it, because I don't care. All right. So make sure as much as you can that you do that before the round starts. At any point you score will double up. Table round we've posted from the Ceroc Evolution Facebook page. It's all a bunch of flowers, which we'll show you in a minute. You can't play your joker on that round because there are 16. Obviously, that would be unfair. You get half a point for the correct answer, and we will go through the answers with you at the end. So if you want to know where that is, it's on the Ceroc Evolution Facebook page. If you don't know where that is, then that is unfortunate. You should do. It's where this broadcast is coming from. Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, I assume that you got guided there via Facebook in the first place. But if you're playing along a team, you will find one of your team will be able to send you a photocopy, I'm sure. That's what it looks like. We've got 16 flowers. And what we're after is the common name. We don't need the Latin name of those flowers, mostly because I didn't bother to look up what the Latin names of these flowers were. So we just need the common or garden name for those 16 flowers. They're half a point for each one. It's up there now. Just having a quick look, seeing who's coming in. Who have we got here? We've got Lindsay, a reduced team from the Dragon. Fingers crossed the Brainy Bunch are online. We will see. Naughty nudists are in the house today and have tans. Me too. Been sitting out the front. Just over there with my titzer. My neighbour's watching. Hey! All day. Here we got Rose, your dad is playing their joker on general knowledge. Dan, hello, Balls and Flowers playing their joker on general knowledge too. Jane, joker on general knowledge. Magnificent Heaven are also playing their joker, as are the Ultimate Exiles. We've still got over 100 people watching this, which is great. I would have thought the good weather and the return of the football. Manchester United have just beaten Sheffield United 3-0. And thanks to a goal, hat-trick from Anthony Martial, and the Liverpool game is on very soon. So, you can multitask. You can watch both, I'm sure. Anyway, first round is, the other thing I haven't told you. This is a new bit that I've added into my PowerPoint presentation. As much as possible, we would like you to try and take a photo of yourself playing along in your garden or in your garden regalia at home, and then post it into the Ceroc Evolution Facebook group, because then that makes it very easy for us to find. And then our favorite ones we share online tomorrow. If you do not have access to the Ceroc Evolution Facebook group for one reason or another, all you need to do is you need to upload it to Facebook. As long as you make it public and you put hashtag QIYP, which is quiz in your pants, we will find it. All right. So make it public, QIYP, or preferably put it in the Ceroc Evolution Facebook group. There's some children talking behind me. Anyway, the first round is on general knowledge. If you want to play your joker on general knowledge, as a lot of people have done, then you need to pop the message in there, the comments box, as you'll see. Anyway, the Devon Massive are ready. Good to know, Ruth. Francis, who is a massive Liverpool fan. Shout out to Liverpool. They are just a couple of points away from winning the title now. Can they win it tonight by beating Crystal Palace, Francis? Don't know. Let me know. We'll find out. Football, we're dancers, I know, Mark. Right? Anyway, I quite like football, so it's on behind the camera. So I'll be keeping an eye on it for you. Anyway, this would be thoroughly boring if it was just me sitting here reading questions the whole time. So what I do is I get my friends from all around Ceroc country to come on and read questions for you. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go up to the Midlands, and we're going to say very warm welcome to my lovely friend, the lovely Laura Sparkles. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Steve. How are you?
I'm very well. Now, you'll find, Laura, that whenever I bring someone on for the first time, there's always like a massive delay in my headphones between you speaking and me hearing the sound. So there's going to be a little bit of a weird, I talk and then you talk, and then a delay, and then me responding thing for a while until it kind of catches itself up.
So you're not ignoring me.
How's things? See, it's just come back. Let me try. I'll try and remove you and bring you back. See if that helps. Right. So remove, come back. Say something.
Can you hear me, Steve?
Still.
Bad times.
I can hear you, but what's happening is this. In my headphones, it's a bit weird. I had the same thing with Vince last week, and it does tend to even itself out as the show goes on. But anyway, Laura, you'll notice the last few weeks we've been dragging people in who have been on the show before, but only in a dancing capacity during our 90s quiz. Laura managed to rope her boyfriend Dan, who I believe is just off screen, into doing a very solid Bewitched impression for our 90s dance-off. There's Dan. And we must thank them very much for that, because it was an absolutely beautiful piece of internet. So thank you, Laura.
It's beautiful. Beautiful moment.
So is this your garden effort? I noticed you've got a plant and some pims. Oh wow.
Yes, my little botanical garden.
All right, what is that?
It's a Christmas present. I'm not very green-fingered, Steve.
Okay, so you don't know what flavor plant that is. You just know that it is a plant and you got it for Christmas.
It's a succulent, I believe.
Oh, okay. I'll take your word for it, because I, like you, do not know what that is. Oh dear. Anyway, I sent you the questions.
You did?
Do you have any questions about the questions?
No, I'm all good, I think.
Okay, we had a little discussion about the pronunciation of one of them, number 4, didn't we?
Yeah.
But we've sorted that out now. We avoided disaster because the way you were going to say it was not appropriate. You'll find out what I mean in a minute. We always ask, of the 5 questions that you have, just as a kind of a bit of a guide, how many would you have got right?
I reckon 4.
Laura reckons she would have got 4. Now, Laura's very clever, though. All right? So that is a guide for you. If you're playing your Joker, if you've already declared that you're playing your Joker, you can't take it back. You wouldn't, because Laura's playing 5. I just need to say, if you're commenting either YouTube or Facebook, I can share the comments for both of you. As Lorraine is saying here, Lorraine Fisher, look, she's on YouTube and she's commenting. I can share that too. There's now well over 100 people watching this nonsense, Laura, which is great to see. Anyway, 5 questions. All the questions are kind of garden-y related. So we do try to keep it all on theme. So over to you, Sparkles.
Right then. So we'll go straight in with the number 1. The death cap is the most poisonous variety of what?
Ooh.
So that's the death cap is the most poisonous variety of what?
Is that one of the ones you would have known?
Yes.
Okay. Which one would you not have known?
I would say it's going to be number 3.
Okay. Understandable.
But I did work in the garden centre for 10 years, Steve. So.
Oh, did you?
I picked up a few tricks of the trade.
Oh, fair enough. But you didn't know what that flower was.
No.
That you've got. It's a plant. Okay. All right. Number 2.
Number 2 then. What is the name given to the technique of clipping trees and hedges into ornamental shapes? So number 2 again is, what is the name given to the technique of clipping trees and hedges into ornamental shapes? Men
with massive beards also do this. They have those kind of, have you seen those kind of novelty beard competitions where they kind of grow them into, they shape them into a bit of facial version of this?
And no hair on their head. It looks awful.
It does. Like they got their hair done upside down.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you been doing with yourself in lockdown? Are you working?
Steve, sunbathing. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that today.
I've been furloughed, so I'm
good.
Here when I can go back to work.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, not a lot.
Vince, yeah, look. David Adams says, is that manscaping? Kind of. Man. I tend to find manscaping to be a little bit further south than the face, though, right?
Right, yeah.
Vince has got a different take on it. Potential stalker alert here. It's Lee Station, if you must know. Nadia's not planning on stalking him. Yeah, don't. It's not a lot to see. I forgot my banner, Laura. I forgot my banner. There it is. So people know we're doing general knowledge. There we are. Oh, what are we on? Number 3. This is the one that you might not have got right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So number 3 is Sunday was the longest day of the year as it had the most daylight. But which date in 2020 is actually the longest?
There you go.
So that's Sunday was the longest day of the year as it had the most daylight. But which date in 2020 is actually the longest?
There you are. Do you know who this is?
Yeah, so Matthew's one of my taxi dancers, and I was talking about with the awful beard and no hair. Yeah.
Okay. It's good to know that he's watching.
It's a shame. Yes,
I can't quite make out his profile picture on that. Oh yeah, he has got a bit of a whopper on him, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's bald now, Steve. Completely
Is he?
bald. And his beard looks homeless.
Right. He looks like a vagrant.
Yes.
Derelict.
Manscaping, Steve. Manscaping. Yeah.
I'm needing one of those. Just to clarify on number 3, the longest day. We're like literally the longest day. Like, yeah, is what we're after. Number 4.
Okay. Here we go.
This is the one that we potentially pronounced rudely.
Completely wrong. Okay, here we go. What flower is named after the botanist Dr. Leonhard Fuchs?
Doesn't take a genius to work out the way we were planning on pronouncing that the first time round.
Yeah, it was tad more common, Steve.
Yeah.
What flower is named after the botanist Dr. Leonhard Fuchs?
Can you spell Fuchs?
That's Fuchs.
Cool. We will put the questions up on the screen for you in a minute. But Fuchs. Number 5, last one.
Number 5 then. So we all love a summer barbecue, but which food is most likely to give you food poisoning?
This is according to statistics issued by the government.
Okay. So we all love a summer barbecue, but which food is most likely to give you food poisoning?
Excellent. Okay, shall we? Let's get the. So what's Nadia saying? A lot of people playing from their gardens, judging by the pictures coming in. That's cool. Make sure you keep those pictures coming in. We love seeing them, and we do share them the very next day on our Facebook page. Anyway, let me just remove this banner so people can see what's going on. Laura's going to have read them all out one more time, and then I'm going to do the same, just so you can be under no problems about what the questions are. Laura, just all 1 to 5 for me.
Okay, quick recap. Number 1, the death cap is the most poisonous variety of what? Number 2, what is the name given to the technique of clipping trees and hedges into ornamental shapes? Number 3, Sunday was the longest day of the year as it had the most daylight, but which date in 2020 is actually the longest? Number 4, what flower is named after the botanist Dr. Leonhard Fuchs? I titter every time I hear that. We all love a summer barbecue, but which food is most likely to give you food poisoning?
According to government statistics, that is. Okay, so I'll do them as well. The death cap is the most poisonous variety of what? Number 2, what is the name given to the technique of clipping trees and hedges into ornamental shapes? Sunday was the longest day of the year as it had the most daylight, but what date in 2020 is actually the longest? What flower is named after the botanist Dr. Leonhard Fuchs? Fuchs. And we all love a summer barbecue, but which food is most likely to give you food poisoning? So have you managed to do any kind of social interaction as these restrictions are starting to ease? How is the Midlands in terms of just generally people being a bit sensible and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, they're really good, to be fair, Steve. Like, everyone's staying away. I don't know if that's just my general persona or whether it's because of COVID. I'm loving it either way. So yeah, everyone's really polite where I live. So they're all kind and caring. So
I got to say, in London, if the pubs and the bars and the restaurants were open, you wouldn't know that we were in any kind of lockdown. Everyone's just kind of carry on going about their business now. It's just...
Yeah, just a few more masks about on the street, but apart from that, we're all good.
Yeah, bit of fook bounce coming in from Laura there. Okay, so let's get rid of that. And what we're going to do is we're going to, and hopefully you've all got your answers ready. We're going to ask Laura to go through the answers to our questions. Let's have a question and an answer. Okay. Get people off the edge of their seats.
Here we go. So the death cap is the most poisonous variety of what? And the answer is mushroom.
Excellent.
So well done if you got that right. Number 2. What is the name given to the technique of clipping trees and hedges into ornamental shapes?
When you worked in your garden centre, did you get a little bit of training in this kind of thing?
Training in the pruning, Steve? No.
Okay.
No. I was more like insecticide and bug specialist. Like,
oh,
you got some green fly, I know exactly what to get you.
Yeah. Okay, right. It's worth knowing.
Many talents. So the answer to the technique of clipping trees was topiary.
Topiary.
Yes.
Yeah, bit of facial topiary from your friend Matthew, I see.
Yes. For the Edward hands out there. Number 3. Sunday was the longest day of the year as it had the most daylight. But which date in 2020 is actually the longest? It is Sunday, the 25th of October, when your clocks go back.
Exactly, because there's 25 hours in that day.
There is indeed.
Yeah.
So I know once I read your answer, Steve.
Yeah, exactly. That's up there for thinking.
Okay. Number 4.
Down there for dancing.
Is named after the botanist, Dr. Leonhard Fuchs.
Last time you'll have to say it.
What do you want me to say? How I said it originally?
Maybe later.
I haven't had enough to drink.
After the watershed.
Yeah. So the answer was fuchsia.
Fuchsia, of course.
Yeah.
Name's in the title.
When you read it, yeah.
Yeah, it's obvious.
Okay. Number 5. Finally, we all love a summer barbecue, but which food is most likely to give you food poisoning? And the answer is poultry.
Exactly that. We'll accept chicken. Should we accept chicken?
I reckon so.
Okay, it's very generous of you, Laura. Okay, well, thank you very much, Miss Buckles. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Lovely, thank you.
There's a rumour circulating you might have to come back later.
Potentially.
Yeah, so don't go too far. Anyway, thank you. It's been a joy. I will look forward to your company a little bit later.
Thanks, Steve.
Bye, Laura. The lovely Laura there. Okay, right. So let's get the answers up on the screen for you. There we are. So the death cap mushroom. The bushes are topiary. It's forming them into shapes and stuff. Sunday, the 25th of October. That's when the clocks go back. A fuchsia, Mr. Fuchs. The way Laura said it the first time. And poultry. We'll accept chicken. If you want, let us know how you're getting on. This is the kind of highbrow humor one comes to expect from Mr. Ed. It's excellent. Chrissy got one right. Well done, mate. Jill fix it 8 out of 10 with their Joker. Oh, that's all right. 8 out of 10 Joker as well for the dancing girls. Mike Todd 4 out of 5. Well done, Mike. Good start from Mr. Evans 4 out of 5. Dulwich Steve has got 8. No balls 4. Well done, Miles. That's not bad for you. 8 out of 10 for Red Rose Addis. This is always the strongest round. The Addis. Good to see Mr. Santana at home and watching and playing along. 4 out of 5 for Wonder Balls. Ross, 4 out of 5. A lot of 4 out of 5s coming in. Was it the 25th of October that you're all missing? Who have we got here? 4 out of 5 for Harvey's Heroes. 4 out of 5 for the Misfits. 4 out of 5 with a Joker. 4 out of 5 for the Devon Massive. Google says June the 20th, you sneaky buggers. Does it? Yeah. But try not to play your Joker. Don't try not to Google things. That's the important thing. The reason that it's the longest day is because it has 25 hours. The longest day is what we celebrated on Sunday, which has the most daylight. But literally the longest day has 25 hours. Magnificent and 5 out of 5. Well done, Paul Higgins. Well done if you've not played a Joker. Got 4 out of 5 on my own. Steve had to pop out. I'm better on my own. Well done, Liz. Who I know for a fact is sitting in a hot tub playing along with the Ultimate Exiles. Got 6 out of 10. It's a slow start from them. Former winners. The Fritzels got 2. Yes, it bloody was, says Francis. I don't know what that relates to. Kieran's watching the football. 4 out of 5. It is still 0-0 between Liverpool and Crystal Palace. Ed Sheeran, inspired team name. That is an inspired team name. Richard May and I are a bit shit, says Kevin. Got 2 out of 5. Putney Love, former winners. Petunia Love. Nicely done, Laura. 4 out of 5. Lady Garden, one of my favourite team names, got 4 out of 5. Goonies and Gnomes, 5 out of 5. Great stuff from them. Dickie O, my mum was a massive help. She got 5. Good stuff. Lindsay said that's a trick question. No, it's literally accurate. Google, you're only letting yourself down, says Michael. He's right. 4 out of 5. Lindsay says she's not happy. Joker on music, says Liz. Like the new mics that are very posh. I know, right? It's like a professional kind of thing we've got going on here. Oh, correction from Lady Garden. 3 out of 5. Anyway, the next round is indeed music. If you want to play your Joker on music, you do need to let us know as soon as possible. Now, remember, it seems like an eternity ago now when we used to have a completely different setup here, and I used to have to beam people onto my big TV. We didn't have all this fancy whizzing and banging going on. We used to play a little bit of recorded music for the music round, the musical intro, so you could play it. Facebook got the ump with that, threw us off one week. Understandable. Since then, what we've had is we had some very talented musicians coming on and performing the musical intros for us. 2 songs that are kind of loosely based around the theme that we have going this week. Now, we have been absolutely blown away by the people that have come on and played music, but we got a little bit bored with doing it with adults. So stand by, if you will, for cuteness overload as we go up to the sunny northeast and say hello to my very good friend, the lovely Jacob. Jacob, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. Yeah, I'm really good. Let us know how old you are.
I am 11 now.
He's 11 now. And how long have you been playing the guitar for?
Since January, I started having lessons.
Okay, but you were having a little tinker before that, were you?
Yeah, my granddad used to play, so I learned a bit off him.
Okay, cool. So Jacob is here to play the guitar for you, and we've got 5 songs that we can kind of loosely say that they're all a bit garden themed, can't we?
Yeah.
He says, and your mum is how I've dragged you into this, because I know your mum, who's hiding behind that flower. It's the lovely Kerry from Ceroc, Newcastle. How are you, Kerry?
I'm good.
Excellent. How's it been in your house with
It's been all right. Jacob's been practicing his guitar a lot. He's also taken up skateboarding. So luckily we've had no trips to A&E yet.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Is he better at guitaring or skateboarding?
Tricky.
Because we've had a practice with the guitar, and he's very good at the guitar.
I would say guitar because I haven't been skateboarding for as long as I have playing guitar.
Okay. And you haven't done yourself a mischief on the skateboard yet?
Did do the splits the other day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, try not to do that.
Yeah.
You'll be like Newcastle's answer to Tony Hawk's before too long, I'm sure. But for now, what we need you to be is Newcastle's answer to Slash. All right. So we've got 5 musical intros. The songs are all kind of loosely based around a theme, kind of garden, party, summer-ish, right?
Yeah, 2 are definitely.
2 definitely. Okay. And the rest are kind of ish. Kind of crowbarred them in a little bit.
Yeah, because 2 of the songs are definitely based of it.
Okay, good. Kerry, while you're there, Richard's been on. He says hello. Tim, who was on the other week, says he's about to get served. He was playing the guitar a couple of weeks ago. He thinks you're about to make him look silly with your awesome guitar playing. So we've got 5 songs. What's going to happen is Jacob's going to play them each twice through the first time through, and then we're going to play them once again quickly at the end. You get half a point for the correct song title. You do need to be correct, and you get half a point for the correct band or artiste that originally did the tune. All right. So we've got a kind of a real mix of tunes from across the decades. Normally, what I do is I check what decade they're from. I didn't bother, rather forgot. So I am gonna guess. I'm not sure that's a good idea. There's a fellow Geordie been on. Look, Laura's she's from your manor. She lives down here now. Okay, there we go. Right, so let's have number one then, Jacob.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah, cool. Excellent. All right, so that was the first time you're going to hear it. You're going to hear it again in a second. Mr. Addis, who was the first person who came on the show and did this, he was also playing guitar, and he's in a band and everything. He says you get 20% get better at guitar when you start calling it an axe. All right, so you know he's a pro, so you know keep that in mind. Let's have it again. Number one. Beautiful. That was from 1960s. Okay, that song's from the 60s. Number two is from the 90s. So you got a lot of love coming in, by the way. Look, this is let's see, these people are loving you, clapping. Very good, says Lindsay. What have we got here? What was the difference between a guitar and a fish? You can't tune a fish. Ramsey, man, that's terrible. Don't use that joke, Jacob, in it when you're on stage.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how good your guitar is after that.
I do have a riddle for you.
Go on then.
Right, so riddle. I have 7 eyes, 3 mouths, 4 noses, and 2 ears. What am I?
Say it again, and what we'll get people to guess in the comments.
4 eyes.
Yeah.
3 noses.
Yeah.
4 mouths and 2 ears. What am I?
Okay. Answers in the comments, please, everybody. I've got a riddle for you as well. What's got 200 legs and 4 teeth? The queue at Primark. Anyway, so let's go on. What are we on? Number 2. Are we on number 2? So it's a grown up joke. I wasn't being very nice about a group of people. So.
Right, so number 2.
Number 2. Oh, that's cool. So this one's from the 90s. Let's have it again one more time. Oh, cool. We got Chris says, is it an octopus?
Nope.
David Addis says, is it the Osmond family?
Don't know what they are.
You wouldn't know what they are. Okay. Number 3 is from the noughties. Okay. So number 3 is from the noughties. Ooh, I think this one's trickier, but it will be obvious when we do the answer because I'm going to add some vocal when we do the answer. Let's have it again one more time. This is from the noughties. Excellent. Liz is trying to spin on, give me some stuff. You've obviously been to primary school in Woolwich. Actually, I went to secondary school in Woolwich. I went to primary school in sunny Eltham. It's a very nice part of the world. Okay, number 4, I think is. I've actually my copywriter is texting me the answers. I think she's got number 4's date wrong. I think number 4 is from the late 80s/early 90s. We'll check that. But I think number 4 is from the late 80s, early 90s. Let's have it, Jacob. Excellent. I think that one's good. It's one of my favorite songs too. Number 4. Let's have it again. Number 4. Excellent. Yes, just been confirmed. That is from the late 80s, that tune. What are we on? Finally, number 5 is from, I believe, the 60s. Yes, number 5 is from the 60s. Let's have it. Excellent. Is that the second time we've done it? Do I have to do it one more time? I can't remember. I'm losing track. We're doing it. We'll do it again. Do we do it one more time? Yeah. 60s. Ramsey's been on with another terrible joke, which I don't want you to. Again, when your rock and roll career kicks off, don't use this on stage. What type of music are balloons afraid of? Pop music. Dear oh dear. Dear oh dear. Ramsey is a very talented musician, but a terrible comedian. All right. So what's going to happen now is Jacob's going to do them all one more time, just as a bit of a kind of a recap. And then we'll have a little chat and then we'll do the answers. But so one more time, each one without too much of an interruption. I'll just tell the people what decade they're from. Okay. So number 1 is from the 60s. Beautiful. Number 2 is from the early 90s.
That's number.
Cool. Number 3 is from the noughties. Excellent. Number 4 is from the late 80s. Very cool. And finally, this one's from the 60s again. Magnificent. Okay, cool. So we're going to give people a chance to process their answers. Ramsey's on with another joke again. Why is the piano so hard to open? The keys are on the inside. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
They're dad jokes.
I know. He's been bored at home, Ramsey. He was meant to be getting married this summer, but obviously lockdown happened, so he hasn't been able to. So he's sitting at home, and he does like you playing. And Ramsey's a very good musician, so he knows what he's talking about. And if you carry on going at this rate, Jake, you're gonna have to get used to sort of upsetting women because you can't do them all. They're gonna love you. So, Kerry. What are you doing with yourself at the moment, other than keeping an eye on your wonderful 3 children?
Yeah.
We ordered some colouring books, and we've been quite creative.
Because the reason we found out about Jacob's music playing is you put a video on Facebook of him playing along with your dad, so Jacob's granddad, and lovely Olive singing along as well. And I thought, right, sick of having adults on. Let's get a few kids involved. So yeah, Jacob's only 11. He's absolutely amazing. So what we're going to ask you to do now, hopefully people have had a chance to process what you've done. I want you to give us a recap, play each one, and then tell us what it is. All right?
Okay. Number 1.
Number 1 is from the 60s. Excellent. What was it?
That was Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles.
Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. Got to remember, you get half a point for the title of the song. Has to be accurate. Half a point for the band. Number 2 from the early 90s. This is cool.
That was Come As You Are by Nirvana.
Come As You Are by Nirvana, which is what one does at a garden party. Number 3. Shall I add the vocals in again? We did this in practice.
Yeah.
All right, okay. They must have got it now, surely.
Feel good.
So what was it?
Feel good. It's Feel Good by the Gorillaz.
Feel Good by the Gorillaz. Feel Good Inc. if you want to be specific. But yeah, Feel Good by the Gorillaz. Cool. And oh, look at this. It's not very nice, is it? If you listen to the tune, it's exactly what it sounds like. That could have been off the recording what I was doing there. Right, number 4. Cool tune from the late 80s.
That is There She Goes by the Laws.
There She Goes by the Laws. Liverpool band. I'm getting some more stick here, Jacob. Look, I sound like a duck. It's not very nice, is it? Constipated? No. Yes. Look, finally, someone bit of appreciation. Yeah, thought so. Thank you, Anna. Anyway, and number 5, finally.
Number 5.
Number 5.
I learned this one yesterday.
Yes, yeah, but he didn't know all of these, right? So we gave him a list and he learned some stuff, which is even more impressive. The fact that he's doing so well. So yeah, well done, Jacob. Let's have this one.
That was Blowing in the Wind by Bob Dylan.
Blowing in the Wind by Bob Dylan, like one would do outside in the garden party. Jacob, this has been absolutely amazing. You're an incredible young man. Thank you very much.
Thank you for letting me do this.
Oh no! Thank you for coming on and learning stuff and everything. You are awesome. You've been my favorite of all of them so far, and the others are watching, and I don't care. So well done, my old man. It was great. And Kerry, thank you very much for getting him on. Okay, all right, cool. Well, this has been great. So thank you very much, Jacob. We will look forward to seeing you soon. Take care, my man.
Bye.
Bye. How good was that? Anyway, so let me just get him out. Well, before we do, I saw a little comment I need to answer. Russo Sixman Underwritten did a version of number 4 as well, which is There She Goes by the Last. Yes, if you put that as an answer, though, you're wrong. 2 reasons. Firstly, we were after the original each time. And secondly, it was shit. So, there we go. So the Beatles, Here Comes the Sun, Nirvana, Come As You Are, Gorillaz, Feel Good Inc., The Lars, There She Goes, and Bob Dylan, Blowing in the Wind. If you don't have what we've got written on the screen, you are wrong. All right. So make sure that you have what we have written on the screen. Just going through some of the comments here. Brilliant. I agree. Mark, give me when you got a whack in the nuts, he changed his singing voice. If you don't know what Mark's referring to, there was a video that was released back end of last week. We did some kind of resistance bands, social distancing, and Nadia let go at the other end and caught me right in the bollocks. And yeah, obviously, other people found that very funny. Awesome job, mate. I agree. Well done, Jacob. What is this riddle? Oh, yes, we didn't get him to do the riddle. Let's bring him back. Jacob?
Okay, the
answer?
The riddle answer was, I'm ugly.
People were overthinking it, obviously.
Someone said an octopus.
I know they did say an octopus, yeah, which is just not accurate.
And I'm sure octopus don't have ears.
I don't know. I'm not a marine biologist, young man. I Google it.
Don't know.
Google it. Come back. Get your mum to write it on Facebook in the comments whether or not octopuses have ears, or octopi, more accurately. Anyway, thank you, Jacob. See you later, man. Enjoy the lovely comments people say about you. What a nice young man. Anyway. So there was Jacob. Just to remind you of the 5 out of 5 Dance Monkey, incredible. Elton got 4 out of 5. Dickie O got 3. 2 out of 5 for Devon. Massive. Nice round, awesome job, Jacob. I agree, Monica. Rightly so. 3.5 out of 5, which doubles up to 7 for Harvey's Heroes. What have we got here? 2 out of 5 for Wonder Balls. Yeah, Andrew says, and an awesome riddle. I agree. Well done, Jacob. Kieran's watching the football wanker. Yeah, I agree, Vince. He is. Well done, Jacob. And Goonies and the Gnomes got 2.5. That's not too bad. Simon says it is octopuses, apparently. It's not. Is octopi in the singular then? I don't know. I'm remember why we don't do pub quizzes. 2 out of 10. 4.5 for Puptunia Love. Well done. Chrissy, who does like his music, 6 out of 10. What have we got here? If you go Bob Dylan, if you got Bob Dylan, you're doing well. Oh, yeah. 1 out of 5 for Jane. What have we got here? Being banned from comments due to expected low bandwidth in the garden. All right, fair enough. What have we got? Daniel Frost. Octopods is the plural. Is that true? He's the kind of man who didn't joke around about such things. Andy says, oh, we got here. Saw somewhere. There we go, Andy. Steve still having trouble with those buttons. Yes, I am. And he was right. He's playing great guitar. Anyway, the next round. The next round is TV. I don't know why the TV questions flagged up there before. I normally have a little thing here that says TV. And next round's on TV. If you want to play your Joker on TV, do let us know as soon as you can. Who have we got coming in here? Anyone playing the Joker? Yes. Mark's playing his Joker on TV. Good luck to you, Mark. So I've got, of course, not me to read them. I am going to see my very good friend down in Sussex, who is one of our very own from this very parish. Would you please welcome the lovely and increasingly pregnant Tamara? How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. Yeah. Tamara, how
I
long?
that you is increasingly pregnant every time I see you.
Are increasingly pregnant. It's not paused, is it? It's getting. I mean, I know that you're. There's no such thing as a bit pregnant. You either are or you aren't. But yeah. How long to go do we have?
3 months.
3 months. How are you coping with it in the heat?
Well, my lovely husband already said to me about 2 days ago that he doesn't know how he's going to cope over the next 3 months because of my relentless complaining. So
That's
it's
not
been all
true.
right.
You're not a complainer. Kieran and Charlie have been on, and they've popped a little
Yes, I
comment
can
in there.
see.
Yeah, you drink weird tea.
Yeah.
For those of you who
Yeah.
don't know, Tamara drinks weird tea.
I
Talk
don't
us.
drink weird tea.
You do drink weird tea. All right. I tell you what.
Look,
You can talk us through your ideal cup of tea, and we'll let the people in the comments decide about whether or not your tea is weird.
Your ideal cup of tea. It's got all the main ingredients of regular person's tea.
Mm-hmm.
It just
The fact that you've had to
be-
call it regular person's tea is already a giveaway.
It happens to be A, decaf, because I'm a wuss,
Okay.
and B, relatively milky.
Right.
So I don't mind how strong it is, and more often than not, the tea bag is still in because I'm too lazy to take it out. It's just that I like it with a lot of milk in it, mainly because when I'm at work, you don't have time to like do your tea and all that faff. You've got to get it down really quickly. So it's a no bullshit kind of tea, I think.
I think what you do is you don't really put the tea bag in, you just kind of threaten the mug with it from the other side of the room.
Yeah.
Like,
I've got to save money. I've got a baby coming.
You got to save money. Recycle those tea bags. Use them twice, maybe 3 times. Anyway, have you now obviously the old bump thing's on the way. When you're walking around, do you have to carry it?
No, thankfully I've only ordered a small one.
Okay,
so
good.
It kind of carries itself at the moment. If I get much bigger, I might have to start with a sling, sling over the bump. But at the moment, it carries itself.
It's capable of carrying its own weight, right? You're not one of those. This is only ever people who are pregnant for the first time, never the second time round. Whenever they have their photo taken, they always feel the urge to hold the bump, like it's completely incapable of supporting its own weight.
I think it's because I also happen to be a midwife, so I deal with a lot of pregnant ladies, and I see a lot of the old bump carrying. And to be honest, I've only just started to show like that I'm pregnant with my normal clothes on. So I don't really need to kind of go around doing that just yet, but I'll send in a photo.
Oh, do yes. So just to put to bed this tea thing, it's 1 pint of milk to waft of tea bag.
That is the accurate ratio. Yeah.
No, so that's upsetting.
Look, don't knock it until you've tried it. I have offered it to you multiple times, and you've totally said no. But I think you're missing the trick. Yeah.
Ruth says anemic. Richard says flavoured milk. Tony's been less complimentary.
If it was legitimately allowed that I could just boil a tea bag in milk, I would. But I would have less friends than I already do. So it's really not worth my time.
Listen, you be you. I think Vince has been on the pop again. Steve, you look like a young Lee Majors. I'll take that. That's a bit before your time, though, Tam. I won't explain.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Anyway, so I sent you the questions. Do you have any questions about the questions?
No questions about the questions.
How many of the questions would you have got right? Now, this is no real kind of yardstick because you don't watch a lot of TV, do you?
I do, like every now and again. I mean, no, I don't. But I could tell you that I got an absolutely solid 1 out of 5 on this round.
1 out of 5. I'm guessing it was number 2.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
No. Why would it be number 2?
Because I thought number 2 might be the kind of, given your trade, I thought it might be the kind of thing you'd know.
Right. No? We'll come back to that one.
We'll come back to that. Okay. Right. So we've got 5 questions on TV. There are a few people. Here we go. Nadia says, "Who's Lee Majors?" And Mark has answered for her. That won't answer the question for her, though, Mark. You don't know who that is either, I'm guessing. All right. What have we got here? Francis, I have to say you're looking really well, Steve. Lockdown obviously agrees with you. There you go. I'll take that all day long. Tamara, you're also looking wonderful. So, 5 questions on TV from the lovely Tamara. Take it away.
Oh, I'm going to have to take these off. All right, here we go. Question 1. On what show did gardener Charlie Dimmock first come to the nation's attention? On what show did gardener Charlie Dimmock first come to the nation's attention?
Incidentally, if what you drink is you can refer to as tea, this could be referred to as lager.
Could be.
It's that level of...
Yeah, as long as the can is near the glass,
Yeah.
it's fine.
I'm pretty sure there's a can of Stella in the fridge, and that's kind of far enough away. As tea bags get to your tea. Okay. Number 2. This is you love me, really. Number 2 is the one I thought you would have got.
Yeah, okay.
And yet.
So, number 2, Iggle Piggle and Macca Pacca are among the main protagonists of which TV show? I'll go that again. Iggle Piggle and Macca Pacca are among the main protagonists of which show?
There we are. Francis, you've been in lockdown. Oh, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? It's from my screen husband. Simon says, no food then, Steve. No, keep those donations coming in. GoFundMe.com/Ceroc Evolution, PayPal.me/Ceroc Evolution, and I'll get fat again, I promise. Okay, number 3.
Number 3. Which ITV show followed the fortunes of 2 families, the Simcocks and the Rodenhursts, via a series of social events? No idea what I just said.
That's not the one you got then.
Which ITV show followed the fortunes of 2 families, the Simcocks and the Rodenhursts, via a series of social events?
Cool. I think
Moving on.
I think we might get some high scores on a TV round today. This is a pretty narrow theme with which to base my TV questioning on. To be fair. All right. What are we on? Number 4?
Number 4. Catherine Zeta-Jones made her first regular TV appearance in which 90s show? That is Catherine Zeta-Jones made her first regular TV appearance in which 90s show?
Is that the one you knew?
No.
Oh, it must be number 5 then. I can see why it'd be number 5. It's number 1. Number 1.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, right. Okay. Makes sense.
I love number 1. That's one of the best shows of my childhood, really. Okay, number 5. In which show did Tom and Barbara turn their garden into a self-sustaining allotment, much to the horror of neighbours Jerry and Margot? I just read that comment, by the way.
I know.
70s.
That's one of our crew as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So familiarity breeds this kind of, you know. There we go. Look, see, Melanie knows she knows what's going on. Quite right. All right. Number 5 again. One more time.
I'll read it again. Yeah. You're getting an awful lot of love this week, Steve. It's probably the lack of top button there, I think.
Well, lack of top few buttons.
Number 5 again. In which show did Tom and Barbara turn their garden into a self-sustaining allotment, much to the horror of neighbours Jerry and Margot?
Excellent. Okay, so let's get the questions up on the board. There we go. Let me remove that. So Tamara can have a little reread, and I will then do the same. So just to recap, Tamara will do a recap, and then I'll do a recap. Number 1, the one that you knew.
I know this one, yeah. So on which show did gardener Charlie Dimmock first come to the nation's attention? The answer, of course, is Ground Force. Best sort of CGI of the 90s, that was really.
We're recapping, we're not doing the answers.
Sorry.
It's all right. I think everyone got that one right anyway. Yeah, forget. Yeah, everyone will ignore that. Yeah, we just recap. We'll do the answers in a bit. Yeah, so everyone ignore that Tamara's just for the first time giving the answer away in the whole of lockdown. Don't do that.
God, I'm never going to be allowed on again, am I?
You'll be fine. Yeah. We'll bring you back later. Sorry. Do you know what? When I asked Laura on if she wanted to come on, she went, "Are you scraping the barrel now? Have you been on that long?" And the true answer is I made a list of all the people that I wanted to come on, and I am being honest, getting to the end of that list. So if I ask you to come on in about 3 weeks' time, then yes, I am scraping the barrel with you.
That's fine.
But so far, no. Yeah, cool. All right.
I mean, it really was stressing me out, that idea that I'm bottom rung, but I've made my peace. The second thing is I just colossally fucked it all up. Anyway.
Doesn't matter.
Question number 2. Iggle Piggle and Macca Pacca are among the main protagonists of which show?
I'm so hot. I keep zoning out and missing questions. My flat is currently 32 degrees. It's warm down in South Wales, obviously. Ashley says he blames the tea for you giving the answer. Number 3. Just read them all through. Read them all through. Don't wait for me. So.
Which ITV show followed the fortunes of 2 families, the Simcox and the Rodenhursts, via a series of social events? Number 4, Catherine Zeta-Jones made her first regular TV appearance in which 90s show? And number 5, in which show did Tom and Barbara turn their garden into a self-sustaining allotment, much to the horror of neighbours Jerry and Margot?
Let me have a quick go through. In which show did gardener Charlie Dimmock first come to the nation's attention? A lot of people will already know the answer to that one. Iggle Piggle and Macca Pacca are among the main protagonists of which show? Which ITV show followed the fortunes of 2 families, the Simcox and the Rodenhursts, via a series of social events? Catherine Zeta-Jones made her first regular TV appearance in which 90s show? And in which show do Tom and Barbara turn their garden into a self-sustaining allotment, much to the horror of neighbours Jerry and Margot? Now, you're not on furlough or anything, are you? Because you are a midwife. In fact, you're working more than ever, right?
I'm a what? Sorry.
You're a midwife.
Yeah.
You're an NHS hero.
Thank you very much.
That's all right. That's the way we got to refer to you lot these days, isn't it? It's like part of the deal of,
Yeah, they're really enjoying it.
You are? Has midwifery been affected by all this? Is it?
Like, not really, because everyone that I'm seeing got pregnant 9 months ago. So, like, you know,
true.
It's just another.
No, but I mean, like, are they coming in, or do you have to go more at home birth stuff, or is it just as was?
So yeah, they're mostly coming in. We had to cancel the home birth service because we couldn't let the midwives go into their house. But they're all back now, with like a lot of restrictions on coming in and out the hospital, and like dad's having to go home pretty soon after the baby's out and all those things. But it's slowly going back to normal, and babies come out whatever you do. So you can't
tell them to cross their legs until the lockdown's over.
9 to 5 only, really.
Okay. Tess says, if only you're wearing a brightly coloured budgie smugglers with that shirt and shades, fella, you'll make my day. Could you imagine? Nicholas says, he hasn't asked me yet. I think it's probably the accent. Be careful what you wish for, Nicola. You are on the list. Okay. So now, Tamara, we can do the answers. So what I would like you to do is reread the question, then tell us what the answer is.
Okay. So question number 1. On which show did gardener Charlie Dimmock first come to the nation's attention? Obviously, the answer may or may not have been Ground Force.
It definitely is.
I'll reiterate how cool that CGI little whirlwind was that I used to enjoy so much when I was younger. But man, Charlie Dimmock's changed over recent years in her new show, if you've been watching it.
Right. What's the new thing that she's in?
Oh, it's like another garden thing where she
of course.
does a little competition, with
she goes that she's in like she's like a garden off against these 2 young lads, right? They both present
brothers.
Yeah. Posh twats, and then she goes.
Not nearly as good as Alan Titchmarsh, but he's very busy on Classic FM these days. So
of course, Nadia basically just tunes into the quiz to give me abuse. He looks like that creepy guy in a club who would say he wants to make a party tonight. I don't know. I just don't know. Monica, who's an olive-skinned Polish lovely, I think you're more tan than me. How come? Well, don't have an inside job, Monica. That's why. What are we on? Number 2.
right. So Iggle Piggle and Macca Pacca are among the main protagonists of which show? And the answer is In the Night Garden.
In the Night Garden.
Have heard of it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it supposed to be like TV but on drugs for kids?
Yeah, it's pretty psychedelic. It kind of helps kids go off to sleep by tripping them the fuck out.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess it will be quite a feature in my life over the next year. So I'll get back to
Yeah. If you can't get the future baby Britain off to sleep, bit of In the Night Garden, bish bash bosh, lovely.
Bit of hallucination before bed.
Yeah. Number 3.
Number 3, which ITV show followed the fortune of two families, the Simcocks and the Rodenhurst, via a series of social events? The answer is A Bit of a Do.
Bit of a do. Had David Jason in it. He had an affair in the first episode with a member of the other family.
I can hear like a knife sharp.
Yeah, so basically I've got this fancy new microphone, which should improve the sound quality, but unfortunately my cohabitant is cooking dinner just off to the side of me, so you can hear that. So I'll get him to shut the kitchen door in a minute. Anyway,
it sounds a bit threatening.
Door, bang.
All right, so question number 4. Catherine Zeta-Jones made her first regular TV appearances in which 90s show? The answer is The Darling Buds of May.
Darling Buds of May. Garden theme, see?
Indeed.
Mm.
And then finally, number 5, in which show do Tom and Barbara turn their garden into a self-sustaining allotment, much to the horror of neighbours Jerry and Margot? The answer is The Good Life.
The Good Life. Classic TV. Tam, it's been emotional. There's a rumour circulating that you might be back later.
There is.
Yeah. Are you prepared for that?
I'm so ready.
Good.
I've never got a single answer right in this round that we're doing later. But
well, you should know now. Anyway, I'm going to put the answers up on the screen. Thank you. I will look forward to seeing you again later.
I'll see you later.
Bye. There goes Tam. All right, so just to give you the answers, Ground Force, which we heard the answer to several times. In the Night Garden is Macca Pacca and Iggle Piggle. A Bit of a Do was that David Jason affair. Darling Buds of May also had David Jason in it. Very David Jason heavy today. And The Good Life in Surbiton, which is where I've worked. Mike Todd, 4 out of 5. Well done, man. 4 out of 5 for Dance Monkey. Harvey's Heroes have got 3. Jenny for Fritzels, they got 8 out of 10. Here we go. Carolyn says 10 out of 10 for Loopy. It's a great name. Let us know how you're getting on in the rounds here. Just coming in. Lady Garden got 4 out of 5. I think the TV round was relatively easy for those who've got a decent grounding in slightly older TV. 4 out of 5 for the Dragons. 4 out of 5 for Elton. 5 out of 5. Double up for 10 for Mark. I think that's the first time you can claim that. Magnificent Heaven got 5 out of 5. Petunia Love, 5 out of 5. Head Sheeran is a great name. Thank you, Ross. You've made my evening. They got 4. 5 out of 5. Liz is on a roll. Still on her own in the hot tub in the back garden. Rose Uradis, 4 out of 5. He's on a roll as well. Lisa's got 3. Jane got 4. Dickio, another 5. Thanks to his mum. Well done. 3 out of 5 for Kevin and Richard. Good to know. The next round is, of course, sport. If you want to play your Joker on sport, make sure you do let us know in the comments box. Always a popular round among dancers, as you can imagine. And in order, of course, for us to do the sport round, we have to go down to the South Coast again to my wonderful friend and TV life partner, the lovely Michael Santana. How are you doing, man?
Oh, hello. Lovely to meet you again. Just quietly drinking a glass of wine.
Yeah. How posh. You are in the garden. You're in the garden, it would seem. You're looking very vibrant.
In the garden. Well, I tried to lift my spirits because it's been a bit of a stressful day. So I thought, well, let's put something colourful on and get out in the garden, get a glass of wine, and see if this little device works so that the neighbours don't hear the whole quiz. All good.
And it's working?
It's wonderful. I do love a pansy.
Yes, that's true. As we can see, it's a great... And just for the people watching at home, when the guests come on, they get to choose what they write in the box. I have no say over yours. It is always a surprise to me. I never quite know what's going to turn up, especially when Michael's on, and I love it always. Anyway, how's it? You're back. You're like fully, pretty much back to work again, right?
Yes. So those that have been following my progress via this quiz, thanks, Lindsay. Those who've been following this quiz by progress, yes, Boris did announce that the spa and gym cannot. It does match the fence. That's what I was going for. I were going for we were hoping to open on the 4th of July with the spa and the gym, and that's now been postponed. So we've been really. It's been quite a stressful project getting everything ready for the 4th of July, and now I've been told we can't do it. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. So you can imagine the deflation.
Yeah, I'd imagine it'll only be like a week, right? A week or two after.
I'm hoping so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm keeping everybody busy and excited as best I can, but it's quite hard to keep everyone energized and excited still when they hear news like that. But anyway,
understandably, as an avid sports fan, you will know that club cricket has been hit quite hard by Boris's announcement, because apparently a cricket ball is like a proper transmitter of COVID-19. Like they've got no way of sterilizing the ball. So
then
all
they
the
need
other
to start rubbing it on their balls, don't they?
Exactly. So all the other balls of all the other sports are sort of slowly coming back, but cricket, no.
No,
The ball's got COVID. You're out.
It's the only gay sport, though, isn't it? Cricket.
I'm pretty sure if you've watched Top Gun, you'll think that beach volleyball is pretty homosexual as well, right?
Yeah, but when anything like this happens, everyone goes, blame the gays.
Do you understand what Vince is? Do you understand what that means?
Thank God the fuzz is back on your boat. Oh, yeah, it's the beard. You know, he was taking the piss earlier about people manscaping. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's back. It's fully back. I've had to actually trim it this morning because we're doing interviews this morning. So I've had to trim it. So, yeah, it's proper back.
How long does it take you to grow a beard of that quality? Because you shaved it off a couple of weeks ago, right?
When did we do 90s?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was a while ago now, actually.
2-3 weeks ago? 4 weeks?
Maybe. Maybe. It's all blurring into one.
Let's go in between. That's like a week and a half. It'll be back, and then I've had to trim it to get it nice today.
Well, that's incredibly manly of you.
It's ridiculous.
So I sent you the questions a little bit late this week. Not that it matters because it's probably around about the time you probably would have looked at them anyway. How many would you have got right? Now, this is no benchmark for the people playing their Joker. How many would you have got right?
So those that are playing their Joker, the best of luck every time. I would have got a massive 0.
You would have got noughts. Okay.
And none of these fucking things. No,
we managed to get you up to 2 last week, which was incredible.
I've literally. I think that was my peak. I think I've just plummeted down the other side of this mountain and gone, yeah, I don't know sports.
Yeah. Okay. So Francis saying, look, fabulously astute, darling. She's right. So this is how busy today was. I got back and I did make a fancy dress, but look, I'm so embarrassed to show it, but I think it's quite comical to show how busy I've been by the lack of work. But I came as a flower, so I'm going to go as a flower for the rest of the. You should own it. I think you've done a wonderful thing.
I mean, it looks like a life ring, doesn't it? I mean,
yeah, it looks like the kind of thing that would go around the waist of a little girl's swimming costume.
I couldn't even give that to my 5-year-old neighbour. She'd spit it at me.
Just go, what is this? Anyway, so we've got 5 questions on sport. There are a few people playing their Jokers on sport.
Good luck.
So best of luck to them. I don't think it's too difficult today as sports go. Because Go on. Sorry. No, we've tried to crowbar the theme into a sports round of garden, and it's very difficult to do. So there's some pretty obvious answers in there for people who like their sport anyway.
Yes, I mean, I have no idea how it's connected, but you know, we'll give it a go. But I've just have to realise that I've got to pace on the wine because you've given me some hefty scripts tonight, sir. So I need to pace myself on that one. Right, let's get cracking. Ready, everyone? Sports. Is this sound okay, by the way?
Yeah, sounds cool.
Cool. And it's gone through okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. It's nice. Right, number one. Which arena is the home of both the New York Knicks and the New York Rangers?
You can tell
Kieran,
you can tell it's half time in the football because Kieran's now watching. Cheers, man.
He's an absolute arse, isn't he?
Yeah,
you know, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
Right, so number one was
off people, can't you?
Love him. Which arena is the home of both the New York Knicks and the New York Rangers? I do wonder if my neighbours are playing along with this.
Well, they can.
As you know, in Brighton, we it's one house split into 4 flats, so we're the basement. So they can hear absolutely everything I'm doing. Give me a wave. No. Okay.
No.
Number two.
Do you want to see the most weird compliment you're going to get all day?
Go for it.
Thank you, Tessa.
Oh, the heat's getting to some people, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, even Francis thought you were fit. You do look rather dashing tonight, I must say.
Thank you, handsome.
Well done. Number two, I think it's the trains.
This would be my coming down to see you in Brighton outfit too.
I bet it is.
Get right in.
Oh, how the Panthers would love you. Number two, who? We're looking for a who. I've got a clue who the who is, but who was in goal for Blackburn Rovers when they won their only Premier League title in 1995? So in 1995, someone was in goal. I'm guessing it was a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But who was in goal for Black? It's not like a trick question. It was like a seagull or something. Who was in goal for Blackburn Rovers when they won their only Premier League title in 1995?
Yeah, a trick question would be what was in goal for Blackburn Rovers.
You say that. I mean, Jacob stumped me earlier.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Wasn't he good, by the way?
Oh, amazing.
A bright future. That lad.
Well done. Kerry, you've done marvellously well. Bravo to you. And well to Jacob is brilliant.
Yeah, right. I can see him. He's still there off screen. We're going to get him back to say thank you later.
Yeah, it's amazing. Number three. Remember, you're still in air, boys. Keep it. How are you, man? Right, number three.
Number three.
The Roses match. That's the Roses match. Is a title given to any cricket game played between which two counties?
No red.
I nearly said countries, but no R. So the Roses match is a title given to any cricket game played between which two counties?
Counties.
Question number four. Which of the Six Nations, love all this, Six Nations, like it's some myth, which of the Six Nations has a thistle, that's a thistle, as their emblem? To me, he looks like a Fabulous Blues Brother. You're talking me or Steve?
Yeah, no, you. Yeah, because he's got the shades and a rainbow t-shirt.
These are hiding the stressful bags under my eyes, but yeah.
He means fabulous.
Thanks, Josh. It's just Josh. Number four. Which of the Six Nations has a thistle as their emblem? Actually, I know that one.
There we go. So we would have got one.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Knew that one. Right. Number five. Final question for sport in the garden. You should have had swing ball. There you go. Anyway, time's passed.
Where were you when I was writing the questions?
Stressing. Number five. Traditionally, put my teeth in. Traditionally played on New Year's Day, the Rose Bowl. Even the Rose Bowl is a match between the top two collegiate teams in which sport?
I'll read again.
Thanks. Traditionally played on New Year's Day, the Rose Bowl is a match between the top 2 collegiate teams in which sport?
Excellent. Let's get.
Is that a clue? Is collegiate a clue?
No, it just means college teams. So, like the way that American sport works, it's not like over here.
You just said what I was trying to say. Is that a clue?
Oh, yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
doesn't matter.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
See, I was good there, wasn't it?
Yeah. Let's get the questions up. So if you do a recap, then I'll do one. And try not to do it, as we're going to call it now. Try not to do a Tamara.
Try not to do a white tea. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's Tamara, the white tea. Right. So, quick recap. Which arena is the home of both the New York Knicks and the New York Rangers? Number 2. Who was in goal? That's a who. Who was in goal for Blackburn Rovers when they won their only Premier League title in 1995? What's she saying?
Are you going to do the film round in the garden so the neighbours can hear?
Debatable. I'll see how we get on.
Right.
I'll see if anyone throws anything at me now. So I've done that recap, haven't I? Yeah, 1995. Number 3, the Roses match is a title given to any cricket game played between which 2 counties? Number 4, which of the 6 nations has a thistle as their emblem? And number 5, traditionally played on New Year's Day, the Rose Bowl is a match between the top 2 collegiate teams in which sport?
Yeah, so the way that American sport works, as you know, being so sports, is that they don't have like too much of an amateur into professional kind of thing like we do. They just have the league, and then below that is like the college system, and then players get picked into professional teams from college, and it's a massive deal. Teams turn up to watch college games more than the actual kind of professional stuff. It's ridiculous. They have like 120,000 seater stadiums in universities and stuff over there. They're mental. All right, I'll do a quick recap as well. Which arena is the home of both the New York Knicks and the New York Rangers? Who was in goal for Blackburn Rovers when they won their only Premier League title in 1995? The Roses match is a title given to any cricket game between which 2 counties? Which of the 6 nations has a thistle as their emblem, and traditionally played on New Year's Day, the Rose Bowl is a match between the top 2 collegiate teams in which sports? Mark reckons the neighbours will love it.
God, they haven't got a clue. And the best bit is they can't hear you because you're on earphones. They'll only hear my side of the film.
Yeah, it's the same thing in his flat. They can my cohabitant and my daughter, who's skipping around here at the moment, can hear what I'm saying, but they have no idea anything else that's going on. It's just like an
Hi, Stella. Hi, Stella.
Yeah. Michael says hello. She grumpily waved back at me. Okay. All right. So let's get rid of that, and we'll ask Michael to go through the answers to the sport round, if you will.
Oh, right. What I love is the fact that no one can kick off at me because I clearly didn't write the answers or the questions. So, number 1, which arena is the home of both the New York Knicks and the New York Rangers? The correct answer is Madison Square Garden. Who'd have thought it?
Massive arena in the middle of New York, in downtown Manhattan.
Yeah, I've actually. No, I didn't go.
No,
it's too sporty.
You didn't take in a Knicks game while you were there or anything? Nah.
We got pissed. Number 2. Who was in goal for Blackburn Rovers when they won their only Premier League title in 1995? The answer was, I see what you've done there. Right. The answer was Tim Flowers.
Tim Flowers. Mark says, only got that because of the theme. Yeah. That's what I mean. Number 3, we neglected to mention you do need both for the point. No half points in the sport round. You do need both for the point.
Yes. I'm sure they're not that silly.
No. I'm doing this long enough. Same rules.
Come on, people. If we say which 2, then you need the both. Need the both? Need both. Now I'm the thick one. Okay, right. The Roses match is a title given to any cricket game played between which 2 counties? The correct answers both of them, is Yorkshire and Lancashire.
Aye, Roses match. As in more of the Roses, which you'll know because you're from that not too far away from there, are you?
Land of the pies, mate. Land of the pies.
And Nadia says, can we have a point for Danny Flowers? Good guess, innit? Asked him, Tim Flowers, for an autograph once, and he told me a teenager to fuck off.
Honestly, Ash, you should have gone to your dad and told him.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'd have sorted him out.
You sorted him out. You sorted him out.
Sorted him out. Mugging off.
Send him up those apples and pears.
Exactly that.
Yeah. Trying to be an Essex lad.
Number 4. Dry slap. Number 4.
Which of the Six Nations has a thistle as their emblem? Okay, it's the Scotland. Well done to Nicola DeFalco and Sheena, the only 2 people that got this question right.
Ramsey's on as well. He definitely.
Oh, sorry, Ramsey.
Yeah, he got this.
Oh, that's the dude that was Elton John, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well done, mate. Right. Number 5, traditionally can't even say that word today. Traditionally played on New Year's Day. The Rose Bowl is a match between the top 2 collegiate teams in which sport? The correct answer, we've kind of given you the first half. It's American foosball. American football.
American football. Gridiron is what we're looking for. Cool. So another uneventful and successful sport round passes off. Without
no hitch.
No
Let
hitch
me
at all.
just delete this, ready for the next bit. I'm not going to be shooting off to get in 20 costumes, mate. I promise you.
Okay, I'm gonna park you though because you have to make a decision about whether you're going to stay inside or stay outside or go inside.
Let's take a vote. If you got 2 seconds, people, go.
All right. We have to wait for the 10-second delay to unravel, you see. That's why.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
There's a few. Lady Garden got 4 out of 5. Francis is more excited about the fact Liverpool now winning 3-0 against Crystal Palace. Pulling out the rest of the quiz and just watching from now on. Oh, well done, Kirsty. I'm sorry that you feel bad. 5 out of 5 for Elton and Liverpool 3 up. Yes. What have we got here? 4 out of 5. 5 out of 5 for Misfits. Daniel Frost says stay outside. No, everyone's staying outside. Everyone's staying outside. It's not even a debate. All right, so you stay outside. I'm going to move you. I'm going to put the answers up on the screen. Thank you. There we go. So Madison Square Garden, Tim Flowers, Yorkshire and Lancashire, Scotland, and American football. 5 out of 5 for Harvey's Heroes. 3 out of 5. Doing well this week, Liz. Dickie O, who's in with a chance of winning with his mum, but she wasn't needed for the sport round, got 10. Well done. The Fritzels. Got 4 out of 5. Bunch of 5s for Dickie May. Well done. Kieran watching the football. Wanger. Got 5 out of 5. I've just worked out that's your team name, Vince, and not just you reminding us that Kieran's a wanker on a regular basis. What have we got here? The Dudley Steve has got 4 out of 5. That is not too bad. Though one of those was based on history, not knowledge of cricket. Yeah, obviously, yes. We like to be a broad church here. 5 out of 5. That's twice now, they reckon. Petunia Love, who are back in the game, doing quite well. They got 5 out of 5. 3 out of 5 for Head Sheeran. Amazing. Lisa only got 1. Not her forte, though. Mark got 4 out of 5. That's okay. He's doing all right. The Naughty Nudist got 5. They're doing quite well. Michael loves it inside, says Dickie. Obviously he does. 3 out of 5 for Chris Head. Lorraine on YouTube, 8 out of 10. Obviously, Joker. Well done. Thank you, Naomi. And Elaine and Pete got 4 out of 5. All right. So if you want to play your Joker on film, do let us know now. Yeah, I know it's 3-0. So I'm being informed about scores of football by child. If you want to play your Joker on film, do let us know now. What we're going to do is we're going to now bring Michael back. Here he is for the film now.
I'm sorry, Dickie O. I'm still outside. And I just realized, I just saw that my parents have done well, which means that I've pronunciated my words properly.
That's good. That's good. They must be very proud.
Yeah, they must be.
So if you've not played before, where have you been? I know a lot of you have. There's a lot of familiar names out there. Still 130 people watching this, Mike, which I'm very pleased about. And despite the
we're doing all right, aren't we?
We are.
There's always been at least 110 every week, and we're nearing 100 days since the first one.
Are we really? You mean the first one, the one that was in your flat?
The first one was in our flat before the lockdown was announced. It's 100 days. I think it's 100 days in 2 or 3 days time.
Crikey.
Yeah.
We should revisit your flat for the last one too.
The last one.
Yeah, if we when lockdown's just about to finish and we do.
There's going to be a last one.
You think we should just keep going regardless?
Don't do this to me. Well, actually, they have lifted a few. I keep calling them laws, rules, well, it's a shame it's not falling on the 100th day. But what about? Why don't we see if we can try and get you here for next week?
Oh yeah, maybe. Not beyond the realms of possibility.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So just a bit of housekeeping. Normally Michael has been doing the film run these days, but his job has stopped him from doing that. So it's back on me. I've been doing it again. But you'll also notice that he is Sans other one, because Tim has been called in. Such has been the relaxing of the laws. He's up in London.
He is,
and not in the nice bit near here. I couldn't get him on my screen. So
I was fully expecting to see him in the trees, to be honest, or on a train passing by.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
So
homo alono.
Homo alono, I'm afraid. So people are saying, by the way, they're saying keep going. That's lovely to hear, by the way. It really does mean a lot to
honestly,
both of us that people are enjoying it.
It does feel like we've been running a marathon. So thank you for saying keep going. It really helps.
Yes. We've stumbled on a formula that doesn't appear to be getting old to people yet, so that's good. We've got how many have we got? We've got 5 films
always
that we've written, and all kind of based loosely around the theme of the evening. What I've done is I've sent the scripts over. Normally, when Michael does the scripts, he is a bit cheeky with the co-hosts, and he doesn't tell them what the actual films are. But I've been a bit kinder to our guests this week. I've not only told them what the films are, I've actually found YouTube clips of some of them so they can actually practice. So we need to get people back in order to join you, because the less
it's getting quite dark in the garden. So let's get this move on.
Okay,
I get some torch going on.
So
it's still sunny. Let me put my glasses on. Actually, it's getting a bit pointless. Right, you carry on. You get tomorrow anyway.
The first person that we're going to bring back is the lovely Tamara. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So Tamara's on the south coast, and she looks a lot brighter than you.
Well,
because you've got a big shady thing, haven't you? You've got quite a tall house that's shading your light.
Okay. Correction. I don't own a tall house. I live in the basement flat of a tall house, and yes, we get the sun for approximately 3 to 4 hours a day, at its highest. But it's 3 to 4 hours a day, so I'm screwed now. Hi, Tamara. Increasingly pregnant.
You're right.
Increasingly pregnant and white as tea.
An anemic, terrible tea. So what will happen is I'll set the scene, and then if I'm not in it, I'll remove myself from the feed to allow the main protagonists to take part. So number one, they are. Michael is a boy. Tamara is a girl. They have just experienced something shocking and traumatic, and they're considering a way to overcome said shocking and traumatic incident. All the clues are in the dark. It's a very short one, this one, so I will remove myself from the thing. Sometimes when I remove myself from the thing, the audio goes a bit shit on the other two. If that's the case, then I'll leave myself in and we'll do it again. But only a couple of lines in this, all the clues in the dialogue. Here we go.
Ready? Tam, you ready? Yeah, okay. We're now 1/4 of an inch tall and 64 feet from the house. That's the equivalent of 3.2 miles. That's a long way, even for a man of science.
Michael, I've got 6 hours to get home, get big, and get to the mall. Now get moving.
Hey, that was good. That was really good. Do you know what? It's so short. I think we might do that one again. It's also worth knowing that if the script relates to mentions character names.
I can't believe we still have to explain this.
I know we changed the character names to our own names, So, and sometimes we change other stuff. The only thing that's been changed in this is the word Michael, because that's not the original character's name. All right. So one more time, Michael is a boy, Tara is a girl. They found themselves in a bit of a sticky situation, and they are trying to recover from it. All the clues in the dialogue. Here you go.
We're now 1/4 of an inch tall and 64 feet from the house. That's an equivalent of 3.2 miles. That's a long way, even for a man of science.
Michael, I've got 6 hours to get home, get big, and get to the mall. Now get moving.
See, and you were worried you weren't going to be very good tomorrow, and I thought that was excellent. So, number 2, increasingly more characters are involved in these scripts, so we're going to need to bring some more people back. So it's time to re-welcome the lovely Sparkles. How you doing, Laura?
No, not Laura.
Guys, need another drink.
Have you just been sitting there on the pop since we last left you? You've just been sitting there getting smashed for the last hour.
I must admit, when you held up that plant earlier, Laura, I thought it was mojito.
Garden in the glass, my darling.
I clearly thought it was a mojito. I really did.
Well, she seems to have been on something similar. So this one, I've got the scripts written down in front of me. Okay,
I'm going to try my best. I've watched the YouTube. I'm going to try my best on this accent.
So Tamara is an old lady. Laura is her son. And Michael is an employee. Michael has just turned up to work. The mother and son have been discussing something that Michael may have done wrong whilst in their employ. And the stuff then revolves around from there. I'm very much looking forward to Michael's accent here. Take it away.
Sorry. Morning, Miss Tamara. I think it's getting ready to clear up out there. Oh, excuse me, Miss Sparkles.
I'm afraid we're going to have a little talk, Michael.
All right, sir. Just let me get out of my coat. Oh, Miss Tamara, yesterday, while you were out visiting, I went and ate a can of your salmon. Now, I know you said eat the leftover pork chops, but they was kind of stiff. So I stopped at the Piggly Wiggly and got you another can. And you want me to just go on and put it in the cupboard?
Oh, yes, that'll be fine. Thank you, Michael. Well, I guess I better get dressed now.
Oh, my God. Accents. That was amazing.
Oh, my poor neighbors. Sorry, guys.
That was amazing. Okay. Remember, if you're watching at home, do not guess the answers in the comments.
Oh, I can't see Facebook. Are people doing that?
Yeah, so Anita's done it. Look, Anita's guessed. I'm guessing that's a guess. It's wrong, by the way.
There was no chocolates in that program. In that scene.
Number 3. So, Michael.
I just want to say, by the way, Laura, Tamara, that was amazing.
It's really good. So your accents were spot on, both of you. Okay, so number 3.
I've had to step up, I think, this time because of these two. Right, let's go.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Number 3, Michael is a male character. Now, when we say male character, we mean it's not necessarily a man.
No.
He is the main baddie in this. Laura is a male character and kind of the hero of the piece. And Tamara is the love interest of Laura, who is a lady, female character. All the clues are in the dialogue. Remember, all these kind of sort of relate to the theme of proceedings. Let me remove myself from the situation, and I'll let you 3 amazing actors take your stage.
Where do you get the gall to do this to me?
You were gonna squish the queen.
It's true.
I hate it when someone gives away the ending.
Ooh. I think we can. I think that one's short enough that we can do again as well because we've got a couple of long ones coming up. So
Just to clarify, when you say it's a character, you basically mean that Lee Della's going to get this.
yeah, this is very much her speed. Okay, so Michael's the main baddie, and Laura is the main goodie, and Tamara's Laura's love interest, and the baddie is trying to kind of, do bad things as baddies do, but they prevented them, and they're having it out. Here we go. Over to you guys one more time.
Where do you get the gall to do this to me?
You were gonna squish the queen.
It's true.
I hate it when someone gives away the ending.
There we go. I think if people have been watching the quiz and they know that we try and theme the quiz around the films around the theme, I think, like Dan here, you may have guessed that one before we actually started doing it. But if you have, good luck to you. So it's getting increasingly dark where Michael is. Okay, number 4, I am looking forward to very much. Very much indeed. Number 4.
Is that working?
Yeah, that's good. Michael.
Yeah, shit, it's the worst one, isn't it?
Yeah. Mike, have you've seen the film? You've watched the clip, have you, Michael?
Do you know what? I must have blanked during this scene in the film because I loved the film. I thought it was great. Not a lot of people did, and especially hated the sequel. But this particular scene, I think I blanked it. But when I watched it on the YouTube, like, oh, this is hard.
Yeah, but you're a pro now. You're going to own this. Okay, so they're all men. They're basically in a gang. Okay. Sparkles is the main person in the film. She's the title role. Tamara has only got one line, and I'm very much looking forward to the accent. And Michael is the best friend of Laura. And they're a gang. All right, so you'll get all the clues are in the dialogue. Michael is going to be amazing in this. If it goes well, I have a feeling this is the one that we'll be replaying tomorrow for you. So here we go.
Okay, I was at wine tasting with my cousin Ernesto, which was mainly reds. And I don't love reds, man, But there was a rosé that saved the day. It was delightful. And he told me about girl Emily that he was used to kicking with. It was actually the first pair of boobs that I ever touched.
It's the wrong details. It's wrong. It has nothing to do with the story. Go.
So he tells me that she was working as a housekeeper now, right? And she's dating this dude Carlos, who was a shot caller from across the bay. And she tells him about this dude, and she's cleaning right. That he's like this big shot CEO, and this is all retired now, but he's loaded. And so Carlos and Ernesto are on the same softball team, and they get talking, right? And here comes the good part. Carlos says, "Yo, man, this guy's got a big ass safe just sitting in the basement, just chilling." Of course, Ernesto comes to me because he knows I'm good at mad thieving skills. Of course, I ask him, "Did Emily tell Carlos to tell you to get me to what kind of safe it was?" And he said, "Nah, dog. All his shit," he said, "is that it's like super legit, and whatever is in it, gotta be good."
What?
All men have safe.
And he's gone for a week.
All right. So there's an old man. He's got a safe, and he's gone for a week. Let's just work with that.
I think Michael's frozen, isn't he? I think Michael's last line is, "You know what I'm saying." But I think we got the gist. That was good, right? That was good. He'll be back in a minute. He's going to have to go inside the house to try and get a better internet connection and stuff. By the way, people are saying this round is like a box of chocolates. Fabulous effort, guys. I guess. Oh, sorry, we've already had that one. David said, "Ooh, clues always." Anita has obviously turned up late because she was guessing the answers in the comments. Nice t-shirt, Michael. I agree. What have we got here? Laura, love it. She obviously knows what that one is, and Naomi, I think, has probably got it because she's saying brilliant too. He's back. Hey.
What happened?
So you just suddenly paused. It's like I thought you were pausing for dramatic effect, but it wasn't. You just paused.
Oh, such a shame. I'm willing to do it one more time if it needs it.
No, it doesn't need it. You only pause on your very last line, which I then filled in for you, so don't worry about it.
I'm so sorry.
Unless you particularly want to do it again.
Girls?
It's up
Ladies.
to you, Michael. You've got like the most lines ever.
All right, we do it one more time, because if we do it one more time, we get a clean one. And for social media, love, we can share
Right.
it. So just a gang. Michael has a plan that's been given to him and that he's now bringing to the rest of the gang. Sparkles is the title role of the film. Michael is her best friend, and Tamara is in the gang as well and did an amazing accent, which I'm looking forward to hearing again. So here we go.
Okay. I was at wine tasting with my cousin Ernesto, which was mainly reds. And I don't love reds, man, But there was a rosé that saved the day. It was delightful. And he tells me about this girl, Emily, that we used to kick it off with. It was actually the first pair of boobs I ever touched.
It's the wrong details. It's wrong. It has nothing to do with the story. Go.
So he tells me that she's working as a housekeeper now, right? And she's dating this dude, Carlos, who's a shot caller from across the bay. And she tells him about the dude that she's cleaning for, right? That he's like this big shot CEO that is all retired now, but he's loaded. And so Carlos and Ernesto are on the same softball team, and they're going to get talking, right? And here comes the good part. Carlos says, yo, man, this guy's got a big ass safe just sitting in the basement, just chilling. Of course, Ernesto comes to me because he knows I've got mad thieving skills. Of course, I'm asking, did Emily tell Carlos to tell you to get me what kind of safe it was? And he says, nah, dog. All she said is like super legit, and whatever's in it has got to be good.
What?
Old man, have safe.
And he's gone for a week.
All right. So there's an old man, he's got a safe, and he's gone for a week. Let's just work with that.
You know what I'm saying?
That was perfect. Love it. Love everything about it. Cool. All right. So number 5, we're all in this one. I get a line, which I'm sure you're all thrilled about. So Michael, Tam, and Sparkles are all on a golf course. I am with a friend who doesn't have a line in this, listening into the conversation away from the golf course in a van, for what it's worth. Tamara is the main baddie in the film. Sparkles is Tamara's golf playing partner. And all the clues are in the dialogue. I cannot wait for Sparkles' take on this.
Can I just ask, is there any direction on accent for me? I haven't seen the film.
For you, no, you're just generic American.
No, you're fabulous, Michael. It's everybody else.
You're generic American. So Tam and
American,
are the main people in this. I'm a very famous actor as well, by the way, but I've only got one line. So.
Good luck, guys.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right. Give me the wedge. 3 wood. The man gave me a 3 wood. Do you even know what a pitching wedge is? Are you even a real caddy?
Come on.
Look, man, this grass is Alabama creeping, Ben, as opposed to Georgia creeping, Ben. It's lighter.
Lighter meaning faster?
Exactly.
Hold this.
Look at that. Good shot.
You know a lot about golf.
I know even more about grass.
Where the hell did this come
Oh
from?
my god, I wasn't. Thank you, Dan.
Where did that come from? Honestly, I had to look at the screen to work out where that was actually coming from. It's your actual voice.
I had to improvise.
Oh, Dan,
That was
thank you.
wonderful.
Mental. That was mental.
All right, so there are your films. So, we're gonna Dan. Can you just pop on screen very quickly, Dan? Is that all right? There he is. That's the lovely Dan. Who's Laura's other half? Who is now? Oh my god, what a guy! So Dan was also like both Tam and Laura were both part of the fabulous '90s dancing video that we did a few weeks ago, and so was Dan. Laura dragged him in and made him do Bewitched, and he was amazing. And I must as well, while we're on, Tamara, your amazing husband also featured in that video, didn't he? I assume he's been
Yes, very unwillingly whilst we were trying to work.
I assume he's been inundated with fan mail since then. So thank you, lovely Tom. So should we go through the answers to the film round? Put people out of their misery, and then all of you, what we're going to do is we're going to get you to have a guess at the table round as well. Hopefully you've all seen that. So number one was Michael and Tam. They'd been found themselves at the end of the garden, which translated to being a long way away. It wasn't because it was a massive garden. It was because it was, Michael?
I actually thought that I was Rick Moranis until you told me that as a child. So, it was the first one, and it was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
It was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That was number one. Number two, Michael did a fantastic Morgan Freeman impression. Sparkles was Dan Aykroyd, and Tam was an old lady because they were doing Tam.
We were doing Tam.
No, we weren't doing Tam.
You're throwing me off now. Driving Miss Daisy, that was.
Driving Miss Daisy, Oscar-winning Driving Miss Daisy. Number three, Michael was the bad guy voiced by Kevin Spacey, whom we do not talk about anymore. And Sparkles and Tam were both ants because the film was Sparkles.
A Bug's Life.
Was a Bug's Life. Number four, Michael was the amazing, also named Michael Pena, in the MCU's funniest film, I reckon. Michael, it was?
Little Old Ant-Man.
It was Ant-Man, indeed. And last but by no means least, Dan's sensational impression of Snoop Dogg as Huggy Bear. Dan, can you tell us what that number five was, please?
In the accent.
In character.
Starsky and Hutch.
It was Starsky and Hutch, thank you. I know even more about Grace. Sorry, there's a big freight train going past at the moment.
That'll be Tim.
Yeah, well, yeah. To list home on a freight train. Okay, Starsky and Hutch. That was amazing. Laura disagrees that it was the funniest. I think it was. And oh no, maybe Ragnarok. You're right. Laura's right. Okay, so there's the answers. Let's just get them on screen for you. There we go. I've hidden Michael. Let me just bring him back. There he is. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Driving Miss Daisy, Bug's Life, Ant-Man, and Starsky and Hutch is what we were looking for. Right. Have you all seen the table round?
Nope.
Yep.
No, you haven't seen it. Okay, well, we can.
Sorry.
Don't worry. It's all right. We can go through the answer now. What we were after, we had 16 flowers, and what we need is the common name of these flowers. Okay, you get half a point for each correct answer. How is your flower knowledge, everybody? Laura's worked in a garden centre. I'm expecting big things here, Laura.
Oh, have you, Laura?
10 years for my sins.
Okay, and Tam, you're reasonably outdoorsy, but how's your flowering knowledge?
Relatively poor, I'd say.
Poor. Michael?
You know I love a pansy.
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, so I'm expecting you to get that one right. So anyone know what that is?
a pom-pom.
I think it's the carnation.
Laura says carnation. Carnation it is. So we're doing well
Of
so far.
course it is.
Well so far. Okay. What about that? Slightly higher def image.
Oh, is it a Dahlia?
Any advances on Dahlia? It's a chrysanthemum.
Oh.
Sorry.
I'll just keep saying.
Number 3. That one's easy.
I think it's a trick question.
I'm scared to say it just in case it's wrong.
Go on, what do you think it is?
She wants to say Daisy, doesn't she?
Daisy?
It's a daisy. So it's
It looked like a rather large daisy.
no trick questions here. What about that?
Oh, foxglove.
Oh my God. Nice say. Well done. What about that?
A bouquet.
Yes, but more specifically, freesia.
Oh, it's not tonight, is it? Woo.
Hey. My mum would be absolutely amazing at this round. I don't know if my mum's watching, but she would absolutely own this. What about that?
Oh,
Are they lupins?
Okay, no, I don't think they are, but that sounds like a flower that makes you sound like you know about flowers. Laura, any idea?
Not a clue.
Not a clue.
I know that yeah, gladioli.
Gladioli.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, just to go back on that one. Only a Brummie can say that. So go for it, Laura, please.
Set her off again, look.
Gladioli.
Gladioli. Thank you. What about that one? Easy.
Lavender.
Yeah, the old lady's favourite.
Oh, yeah.
This one?
Oh, that is Lily.
Hey, God, we're quite good. We're not doing bad here. This is okay. That one?
Okay.
Oh, that is an orchid.
Orchid number 9. What about that one?
Oh, that's the Christmas one, isn't it?
I think this one's the hardest one of.
Is it a
Oh my God, Laura. Yeah.
Is that the one? Is that the one that everyone gets at Christmas?
Yeah, and you have to wrap them up. They don't like the cold.
Yeah.
Good knowledge.
Everybody gets one at Christmas, don't they?
It's a very happy coincidence that we have you on this week, Laura, and I'm very glad that it's the case.
Call it serendipity.
I thought that was a dog, a poinsettia. What about that?
Oh.
Ooh, blank faces all round. That is a primrose.
Ah. That was actually one of the daughters' names in Darling Buds of May as well.
Okay. That one, big bushy effort.
Oh, rhododendron.
My God, Michael, what's going on? Well done. Number 13. That one's easy.
Ah. Come on, girls.
Rose.
Rose.
There you go. The Valentine's Day go-to.
Or bottom of the ocean.
Yeah. Laying on a door.
Oh, that is snowdrop.
Is there some kind of side hustle that you've got going on that we don't know about, Mr. Santana?
I think all gays know flowers.
Florist side hustle that you've got going on. That one's easy.
Tall as hell.
Yeah.
6 foot tall. What is it, girls?
Sunflower.
Yay.
And last, but by no means least,
Tulip.
tulip indeed.
Off with your clogs.
What's my dear old friend, the late great Gary Turner used to tell a joke that was what's better than a bunch of roses on your keyboard? Tulips on your organ.
Hey.
It's past the watershed now. We can tell these kind of jokes. All right. So let me just bring you guys back on the screen and say thank you to all. I'm gonna first of all, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna bring back Jacob so we can all say thank you to Jacob. Here he is. Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
It's well past your bedtime, mate.
It is well past his bedtime, and he did not help me on the sport round at all.
Did he not?
For the record, Kerry, Steve doesn't help me either.
No. The
About
opposite.
zero.
The opposite, in fact. It's not past his bedtime anymore because Jacob's a rock and roll star. So
yeah,
what he needs to do is he needs to go upstairs and throw a TV out the window.
No.
Yes.
We've got the insurance. It's fully insured, this quiz.
Okay.
Yeah, it's totally
fine.
We'll stick it on Ceroc expenses. It's all right, Kerry. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I just brought you back, Jacob, so we could all say thank you to you again because you've been absolutely amazing. Thank you very much to Kerry for allowing us to make use of your youngest child.
Thank you very much for having us. We've enjoyed it.
Bless you. Thank you, Jacob.
Amazing work, Jacob. Well done, mate.
Cheers, man. See you later.
Bye, Kerry.
Bye.
But Jacob, by the way, but when we ever do our last one, we're going to put together a super group of all the people that have been on before. You take part in that, right?
Yeah.
Good. It's on camera now. You all saw that.
Yeah. It's a talent show.
He's coming back. All right, man. Cheers, Jacob. See you later, man.
Bye.
How good was he? It was like cuteness overload. Wasn't it? Lovely. Okay, Tam, it's been great having you on. At last.
Increasingly pregnant, white tea.
Increasingly pregnant, Tamara. It's been wonderful. Thank you very much for coming on. I
nice.
very much enjoyed your "All the Men Have Soup" line. That will live long in the memory. So thank you, Tam. And you look after yourself and say hello to Tom for us.
I will do. Yeah. See you later, guys.
Yeah, bye.
Oh.
And Sparkles and Dan. Get Dan on the screen. He's been the star. Here we go. So, you guys have been amazing. Thank you very much for coming on.
He liked the garden. He loved the garden.
Loves the garden. We hope very much to see you slightly less than the 2 meter regulated distance soon.
Yes. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. All right. You take care of yourselves, you two. See
Well
you
done,
later.
mate. Lovely to see you, Laura.
Thank you. Bye.
Cool. We've had some fab guests on tonight. It's been good, isn't it?
We have. I'm literally got cramp in my arm holding this bloody thing on my bastard head.
Well, I better let you go then. But yeah, thank you very much for your continued efforts, and I hope they don't continue to work you too hard.
Yeah, I'll be we're back on it again next week for you, mate. But no, it was lovely to see the comments of people saying keep going, because it's a lot of work, isn't it? Well, I'll never complain about it because it's my break in the week to actually do this, and it takes me away from reality, and it's really good fun. And you do a blinded job, mate, and I love working with you. So yeah, keep the love coming, people, and keep watching because we enjoy it.
It's emotion. Listen, man. Thank you for your help. I'll see you. Well, in showbiz world, I'll see you next week. I'll obviously speak to you before.
See you next Wednesday. Does that work?
Yeah, kind of.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Lovely, Michael. There. Anyway, thank you very much for playing at home. It's been wonderful having you all. I'm just having a look quick down the scores. There's a lot of good scores tonight. 31.5 from Petunia Love, 27.5 from Dan Rich. Scrolling up a bit, Mark got 34 tonight. Mark, you're the best. One of the best scores I've seen so far. 33.5 is coming from Jill Fix It. Kieran's watching the football wank. 32, 33 from the Dragons. Could it be that Mark Evans has won the quiz because he's probably done quite well in the flower knowledge, I would imagine. If anyone can improve on Mr. Evans's score, which I'm just reminding myself, it was about 34, wasn't it? If anyone can beat 34, then well done. You're doing incredibly well. But I think that's your benchmark. Anyway, it's been great. I've loved doing it, as I always do. This kind of thing's keeping me going. But in order to keep it going and keep me going, your donations are very much welcome and appreciated. The details are there. GoFundMe.com/Ceroc Evolution. PayPal.me/Ceroc Evolution. It would be absolutely amazing if you could do a little donation. Every little helps, and it would make my day. It would make me very happy, as doing this quiz does too. Anyway, in the meantime, you take care of yourselves. You take care of each other. And next time I see you, will just be a few days away from the pubs reopening, and I'm sure you'll agree. We can look forward to that. Liverpool have won, and they are now not very far away from winning the league. Well done, Liverpool. In the meantime, You take care of yourselves and each other. Peace out. Bye.